In this lesson, we'll go over how to defeat SSL certificate validation by modifying the application source code. Within burp, make sure that you have your self-signed certificate being used and not the per host certificate that you may have set it to with the last lab. You also want to normalize your emulator by restoring the system.img file and then recreating the AVD. Using our normalized emulator, let's try to log in as Dade, password crash, and define the server IP address that the backend services are listening on. Also, click the Verify SSL button and try to log in. You should get a warning message similar to the one on the front. We'll have to do a little bit of work before we can log in. Minimize your emulator and then go to the Extras APK tool directory within the Hacme Bank Android zip file. Copy all of the APK tool executables and then paste them into the Windows directory. This will make life a little bit easier for us later on when we want to use APK tool. Once the files are copied over, let's open up a command prompt so we can extract and decompile the Hacme Bank Android APK. So from the command line, we'll use APK tool space D space hyphen D, the path to the Hacme Bank Android APK, and then a directory to decompile everything. It'll decompile everything into a Smalley format that may be a little bit difficult for us to read, but still will give us enough information to make changes. It's also possible to use dex to jar on the classes.dext file within the APK to get the actual Java code of the application. Instead, we've made things a little bit easier by providing example codes within the extras directory. Once it's extracted, copy all the .java files over to the decompiled directory under Smalley com Android. Then just paste everything in. Once that's copied over, go up and over to the com SSL bypass directory and modify the my HTTP client Smalley file. Within the file, look for the lines that I have highlighted here. This is the code that handles the login for the application. We'll modify the application so that it uses our HTTP client method instead of the default one. Our HTTP client method doesn't verify the SSL certificate. So I'll copy the line I just typed, remove some other references, and here just paste in that. And then we'll just save the file and exit. Now we'll just minimize the windows and open up a command shell. We'll use APK tool space B space hyphen D and define the decompiled directory. And this will recreate a new APK file that includes our modified code. Next, we'll use the key2 utility that's included within the Java JDK to create a key store, which will be used to sign the package we just created. So here I'll provide the options required to create the new key store. And then I'll just define a password and then take all of the default values that are provided there. Next, we'll use the jarsigner.exe utility that's included within the Java JDK to sign the package that we've created. We'll also make sure to define our key store so that can be used in the signing process. We'll define our password for our key store, and then we'll use jarsigner again to verify that our APK was signed appropriately. So as long as it says jar verified, we know things were successful. Now that we have our modified Hacme Bank Android APK signed and ready to go, we can jump back over to Emulator and uninstall the current Hacme Bank Android. So we'll just go into Settings there, followed by Applications, and then Manage Applications, and then select Hacme Bank. Go to Uninstall, and click OK. Finally, click OK on the Uninstall Finish screen, and then we can minimize the emulator. Next is to install our modified Hacme Bank Android APK. So we'll just use ADB tool to install it. So ADB install and define the APK path, and then launch our emulator. I'll wait a couple seconds here because Hacme Bank Android should automatically launch when it's installed. So here it goes. Now let's try to log in with Dade, password of crash, and define the server IP address that the backend services are listening on, and we'll click Verify SSL to see if we did everything correctly. Click Login, and great, we've got the Remember Me function. You've just completed Lesson 10.